NDC must not repeat the mistakes being made by our banks, who declare billions, hundreds of billions every day without industries. What I'm saying is you must make sure that you have women, not as a matter of talk, you have to walk the talk in all your activities. Then coming to our youth, we must harness our youth potentials because the youth of Niger Delta are strong and have been part of development within Niger Delta, addressing their challenges through empowerment initiatives, keeping them engaged in meaningful ways. We unlock initiatives and keeping them to be engaged meaningfully. I've deliberately put here in the paper contributions of the youth of the Niger Delta. Their contributions comes under economic contribution. We have entrepreneurship, skilled workforce, and resource management. Under social contributions, I've mentioned advocacy and activism, cultural promotion, and community development. The other challenges facing our youth within Niger Delta are mentioned unemployment and limited access to education. This is very important because someone who did not go to school is an embarrassment to himself. And that is what creates the dependency culture within the region. Because every time they see any pipeline, they think their hope is in the pipeline and they want to break it. A man that is well educated knows the value, that he does not need to see that the hope is on the pipeline or is coming on the pipeline. We also have the issue of youth restiveness, which the NDC have curtailed by their various interventions. Opportunities of youth empowerment. I've mentioned empowerment programs being done by the NDDC, spearheading several initiatives on skills development. Holistic development approach, that there's need to have a holistic development approach. They enhance educational skills and training. Youth inclusion in governance. This is very important because you tend to make mistakes that we want to take decisions for our children. Most time, on a personal experience, I need to shop for my daughter. I discover she does not wear the clothes. And I ask, this is her experience. She say, I don't like it, that you are shopping for yourself. So what this means, you must allow the youth to make the choices while you give them guidance. Don't always assume you can make decisions for them. And that's why you must include them in management, especially in decisions that affect them, so that they can actually believe in it and own it. They will also have sustainable resource management initiatives, which you must also provide. I must mention here very important that the NDDC is one of the biggest catalysts within the Niger Delta. Now you have one person in Delta State, he takes contract for pipeline monitoring. If you cannot get part of that contract directly from Abuja, I don't want to mention the name so that I can live here safely, but you can have an MOU with that person that the pipelines within the 9 states within Niger Delta, you should be able to use the people you have trained to be involved in guiding it. That way, it's not only enough to train people, you must give them market access. And that is very important. And if you do that, you will see that you are not only providing training, you are also providing employment. So you must, and that's why I'm also very proud of the decision we take with the Niger Delta Chamber of Commerce, that before you can do any business with NDDC, you must be a member of that chamber. What it does is, those entrepreneurs will be forced to open offices and businesses within the region so that all your money don't go back to Abuja or Lagos. So it's very important to implement that and continue to use this. And you know, today is 25, and I must talk about the perception of NDDC. As we reflect on the past 25 of NDDC, I acknowledge there is misperception surrounding its operation. While many commend its developmental projects, there exists a valid critique regarding issues of transparency and accountability. I must mention that this is not about the current management. We are reviewing 25 years. And thus, as we look forward, let us make a collective commitment to elevating standards that will further enhance spirit of trust, ensuring that every initiative is dedicated to NDDC core values based on principles of transparency, accountability, and effective implementation. This is I'm going towards where I really want to spend time, promoting NDDC sustainability and independence. To materialize our vision for a sustainable NDDC that operates independently with little or no federal or state government funding in the next 25 years. What I'm saying is, the target we are giving you today, that in the next 25 years, we don't want to hear you are depending on government solely or substantially for your funding. By 25 years, when you'll be 50, you should have reached a level where through your own activities, you can rely on your name to generate opportunities through some of the investments you are making now, to catalyze yourself into a substantial, not only to contribute to the Niger Delta, to the entire Nigerian nation, and act as a model of sustainable development. I've given ideas here that you need to enhance your funding and resource allocation. I've measured you need to ensure that when you determine to make projects, make sure you have money for it. There is no room for white elephant projects or to make promises that you cannot keep. So secondly, you must explore alternative funding. In the private sector, for you to do any business, you only need 10% or 20%. The 80% is attracted by your 20%. We are ready to teach you how to do that if you have sustainable arrangement and proper governance. Because no private sector will give you their money if they are not sure it will get to the project site substantially. So we have the issue of, we need to also improve project planning and implementation. Develop robust project planning and implementation frameworks to ensure projects are completed on time and within budget. Because the more you keep it further, you are likely to exceed budget. They need to prioritize projects that have the greatest impact on the region and communities. There is nothing more important if you go to a community or an area and say, what are your 5 priority projects? If you do any of those projects, the community will have a natural buy-in. And people like Senator Osita, who have a lot of money, can even support you because it's part of his own agenda. But when you go because you want to show that you are NDDC, you have money, you go and start something that the people don't believe in, they'll be watching you and be hoping you fail. And you should always avoid such things. Never ever start a project that the community did not bet on, because you cannot know more than that community. Because the requirement may be access to the river, but you want to do a road to the airport. How many people in the community have go to the airport? So you have to find out what they really need so that you prioritize it. You need to promote transparency and accountability. These Abuja Amaderis that always come to you, they come to you and say, we are this, we are that. If you have proper governance, it's difficult for them to insist. But if they know you spend money with ease, they can also make a demand on you. So it's in your own interest for sustainability to have proper governance. Like you are doing investment in Life End, you have done some in Niger Delta, you must not go back there and break your own rules. The day you do that, the person you gave that money will spend more than you. So it's always in your interest to insist on governance. The person will always offer you, if you need anything, the day you take, you have killed that project. So it's very important you have proper governance. Then you also need to strengthen regulatory and monitor, evaluate all your projects and identify areas of improvement. Have monthly reports on all your projects. Where you have challenges, discuss it and work with it. Then you also need to develop partnership with organizations that share similar goals and objectives to amplify impact. All this will make those organizations to invest. Like you did in Life and you invested some money, the World Bank and IFA, they are going to also invest part of their own money. You need to have such partnerships so that you can have greater impact. You need to empower local communities. Engage with local communities, businesses within communities to ensure their needs and concerns are addressed. Don't try to know all or try to teach people what to do. Go there and listen more and money does not do anything. It's planning. If you put money first, you are going to lose it. So make sure if you are buying land or you are doing anything, take steps, show that the money is too much, what they are asking, show that you don't have money. That is the way we, the private sector, make investments. But the government comes and says, no, increase the both. There's nothing like that in business. You are not government in what you are doing. You are trying to meet very meager resources you have. You need to make sure you apply it. You need to support community-led initiatives. If you have a town you know that have decided that they want to build a bridge, you will only pay part of it. There is nothing wrong with you to now say, no, that bridge is not important. You want to compete with the community. You end up wasting your money. They can even frustrate you. You start having security problems, people will be stealing your material because they don't believe in it. So it's very important that you prioritize and work with. They should also focus on legacy projects. This is important. You prioritize completing long-standing projects to demonstrate commitment to delivering results. They also need to ensure